Educate yourself daily. I want you to imagine something for a moment. Imagine waking up every single day with the knowledge that you are a little wiser than you were yesterday, that you have fed your mind, stretched your understanding, and empowered yourself with something new. Because let me tell you, education is not a destination. It is a lifelong journey. Some people believe that learning stops when you walk out of a classroom, when you hang that diploma on the wall, when you get that promotion. But I'm here to tell you, that's just the beginning. Because the most successful, the most fulfilled, the most powerful people in this world all have one thing in common. They never stop learning. Learning isn't just about books. It's about listening, observing, and being open to ideas that challenge you. It's about asking questions about yourself, about the world, about the things that make you uncomfortable. It's about pushing past what you think you know and daring to go deeper. Every day, life gives you lessons. Some are gentle, like a new book that shifts your perspective. Some are tough, like a failure that knocks you down. But each one is a gift if you are willing to unwrap it. And let me say this, educating yourself daily is not just for you. When you grow, when you evolve, you inspire others to do the same. You become the light that helps someone else find their way. So I want to leave you with one challenge. Commit to learning something new every single day. Read a page, listen to a mentor, ask questions, explore the unknown. Because the moment you stop learning is the moment you stop growing. And your growth is the greatest gift you can give to yourself and to the world. Education is not confined to the walls of a classroom or the pages of a textbook. It is not something that begins when you enroll in school and ends when you receive a degree. No, education is a lifelong journey, one that evolves with you, grows with your experiences, and deepens as you move through life. Think about it. The world around you is constantly changing. New ideas, new discoveries, new ways of thinking. And if you stop learning, if you stop seeking knowledge, you risk being left behind. Because the truth is, learning doesn't happen in one grand moment. It happens in the small, everyday moments when you open your mind to something new. Every day presents an opportunity to expand your understanding. It might be through a book that introduces a fresh perspective, a conversation that challenges your beliefs, or even a mistake that teaches you a lesson you'll never forget. Learning is woven into the fabric of life, and the more you embrace it, the richer your journey becomes. No matter where you are, no matter your age or background, there is always something more to discover. There is always another layer of wisdom waiting to be uncovered, another skill to be mastered, another truth to be understood. And when you commit to learning every day, you are not just gaining knowledge. You are growing into the best version of yourself. Successful people have one thing in common. They never stop learning. They understand that knowledge is not a destination but a journey, one that continues every single day. No matter how much they have achieved, no matter how much they know, they are always searching for more. Because the moment you stop learning, you stop growing. And growth is the very foundation of success. Think about the people you admire, the ones who have changed the world, built empires, and left lasting legacies. They didn't wake up one day with all the answers. They didn't reach a point where they said, I know enough. No. What sets them apart is their hunger to keep pushing forward, to keep expanding their understanding, to stay curious about the world around them. They read, they listen, they ask questions, they seek out mentors, challenge their own beliefs, and embrace new ideas. It is easy to believe that once you've reached a certain level, whether in your career, in your relationships, or in your personal growth, you no longer need to learn. But that kind of thinking is a trap. The world is constantly evolving, and if you are not evolving with it, you will be left behind. The most powerful and fulfilled individuals understand this. They recognize that education is not just something you do in school. It is a lifelong habit, a mindset that shapes the way you move through life. Think about the greatest minds in history, scientists, entrepreneurs, artists, and leaders. What made them extraordinary was not just their talent, but their commitment to learning. They studied their craft relentlessly. They sought out wisdom from those who came before them, and they were never afraid to admit that they didn't have all the answers. In fact, the wisest people in the world will tell you this: the more you learn, the more you realize how much you don't know. And that realization is what keeps them striving for more. Learning is not just about books and formal education. It is about observing, listening, and being open to new experiences. It is about having the humility to acknowledge that you can always improve, always grow, always refine your understanding. The most successful people are the ones who never allow themselves to become complacent. They are the ones who wake up every day asking, what can I learn today? Some of the most inspiring success stories come from people who were willing to step outside their comfort zones, to learn something new even when it was difficult. Take, for example, entrepreneurs who built their businesses from the ground up. They didn't start out knowing everything. They had to learn about leadership, finances, marketing, problem solving, all through trial, error, and a relentless commitment to growth. They sought advice from experts, read every book they could get their hands on, and adapted to the ever-changing world around them. That is the power of lifelong learning. But learning isn't just about professional success. It is about becoming a fuller, richer version of yourself. It is about understanding different perspectives, developing new skills, and deepening your emotional intelligence. It is about knowing how to navigate life's challenges with wisdom and grace. The people who never stop learning are the ones who are not only successful, but truly fulfilled. Because success isn't just about what you achieve, it's about who you become along the way. Now, some people say they don't have time to learn. They are too busy, too caught up in their routines, too comfortable in what they already know. But the truth is, learning doesn't require huge sacrifices. It can be as simple as reading for 10 minutes a day, listening to a podcast during your commute, or having a meaningful conversation with someone who has a different perspective. The smallest steps, taken consistently, can lead to extraordinary growth. And here's the most incredible thing. Learning has no limits. It doesn't matter where you come from, how old you are, or what stage of life you're in. There is always something new to discover. The most powerful people in the world are the ones who wake up every day with a student's mindset. They are the ones who understand that knowledge is not just power, it is freedom. Freedom to think for yourself, to adapt, to innovate, to create a life that is meaningful and extraordinary. So if there is one habit that will set you apart, one thing that will push you towards success, it is this: never stop learning. Never stop growing. Never believe that you have reached the peak of your knowledge, because the moment you do, you start to fall behind. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who know everything. They are the ones who never stop seeking, never stop questioning, and never stop believing that there is always more to learn. Learning is not limited to books, classrooms, or formal education. It is not just about memorizing facts, passing exams, or earning degrees. True learning goes beyond pages filled with words. It is a way of engaging with the world, a way of seeing, listening, and questioning everything around you. It is about opening your mind to new experiences, absorbing wisdom from unexpected places, and challenging what you think you know. From the moment we are born, we are learning. Long before we can read or write, we observe. We watch the world around us. We listen to the voices of those who guide us. We experiment, we fail, and we try again. That is how we grow. That is how we discover not only what we are capable of, but also what the world has to offer. And yet, somewhere along the way, many of us fall into the belief that learning is something we do in school, and that once we graduate, we are done. But learning is not a phase of life. It is life itself. Some of the greatest lessons come not from books, but from paying attention. The world speaks to those who are willing to listen. Every conversation is an opportunity to learn something new. Every person we meet has a story, a perspective, an experience that can teach us something valuable, if only we take the time to hear them. Listening is one of the most underrated yet powerful tools of learning. Most people listen to respond, not to understand. But when we truly listen, not just to words, but to emotions, to meanings that go beyond what is being said, we gain insights that no book could ever teach us. We learn about empathy, about human nature, about the complexities of life that cannot be summarized in a paragraph or a chapter. Observation is another form of learning that too often goes unnoticed. The world is constantly teaching us, revealing its patterns, its lessons, its wisdom. Nature itself is a great teacher, showing us patience in the way a tree grows, resilience in the way a river carves through rock, and balance in the way ecosystems thrive in harmony. Watching how people interact, how they succeed, how they struggle, these are lessons that no textbook can fully capture. The keen observer gains knowledge not just from what is said, but from what is left unsaid, not just from what is taught, but from what is experienced. And then there is questioning, the most important skill of all. Questioning is what fuels discovery, innovation, and progress. Every breakthrough in science, every advancement in technology, every shift in society began with a question. Why does this work the way it does? What if we tried something different? How can we make this better? A mind that questions is a mind that refuses to accept things at face value. It is a mind that pushes beyond limitations, that seeks deeper truths, that is never satisfied with the surface level. Yet questioning is not just about seeking answers. It is about challenging our own beliefs, about stepping outside the comfort of what we think we know. It is about being willing to admit that we might be wrong, that there might be another perspective, another possibility, another way of seeing the world. The most intelligent people are not the ones who claim to have all the answers, but the ones who continue asking the right questions. The beauty of learning beyond books is that it is limitless. It is not confined by subjects, by rules, by structured lessons. It happens everywhere. In a quiet moment of reflection, in the words of a stranger, in the mistakes that teach us resilience, in the challenges that force us to grow. The world itself is a vast and endless classroom, and every experience, every interaction, every moment has the potential to teach us something. The problem is not that there is too little to learn, it is that too many people stop paying attention. They become so caught up in routine, in habit, in the certainty of what they already know, that they forget to stay open to the unknown. They forget to listen with curiosity, to observe with awareness, to question with courage. But the ones who do, the ones who embrace learning in all its forms, are the ones who continue to grow, to evolve, to expand their understanding of themselves and the world. Learning is not just about collecting information, it is about transformation. It is about becoming more than you were yesterday. It is about deepening your perspective, sharpening your wisdom, and constantly stretching the limits of your own potential. And the best part? You don't need a book, a classroom, or a teacher to do it. All you need is an open mind, a willing heart, and the courage to see every moment as an opportunity to learn something new. Challenges are an inevitable part of life. No one walks through this world without facing difficulties, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But here's the truth. Challenges are not obstacles meant to stop you. They are lessons meant to shape you. Every hardship, every failure, every disappointment carries a hidden opportunity to learn, to grow, and to become stronger than before. Too often people see challenges as reasons to give up. They view failure as proof that they are not good enough, not smart enough, not capable enough. But the most successful and fulfilled individuals in this world have one thing in common. They do not fear challenges. They embrace them. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It is a part of it. Every mistake, every misstep, every difficult moment is a stepping stone to something greater. Think about some of the greatest minds and most influential figures in history. They did not achieve greatness because their paths were easy. They achieved greatness because they refused to let hardships define them. They saw every challenge as an opportunity to learn something new about themselves, about their craft, about life itself. They understood that in struggle there is wisdom. In failure there is growth. In difficulty, there is strength waiting to be discovered. Failure teaches you resilience. When things don't go as planned, you are faced with two choices: give up or find a way forward. Every time you choose to rise, you are building resilience. You are training yourself to adapt, to persevere, to keep pushing even when the odds are against you. And that resilience will serve you far beyond the challenge you are currently facing. It will become a part of who you are, a source of strength that carries you through every challenge that comes after. Challenges also teach humility. They remind you that you don't have all the answers, that you are still learning, still growing, and that is a good thing. Because when you accept that you don't know everything, you open yourself up to new perspectives, new knowledge, and new possibilities. Some of the most important lessons in life come from the moments when things don't go your way. They force you to reflect, to question, to reevaluate. They push you to think differently, to try new approaches, to step outside your comfort zone. Difficulties also reveal what truly matters. When life is smooth, it is easy to become complacent, to lose sight of what is important. But when you are tested, when you face setbacks and hardships, you gain clarity. You discover what you are truly passionate about, what you are willing to fight for, what is worth your time and energy. Challenges have a way of stripping away the distractions, of showing you what is essential, and in that clarity you find purpose. Perhaps the greatest gift of challenges is the confidence they build. Every time you overcome an obstacle, you prove to yourself that you are capable, that you are strong enough, smart enough, determined enough. Confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you build through experience, through trial and error, through the moments when you struggle but refuse to give up. Each challenge you face is an opportunity to strengthen that belief in yourself. But embracing challenges does not mean pretending they are easy. It does not mean ignoring pain, frustration, or disappointment. It means recognizing that those feelings are a part of the process. It means allowing yourself to feel them, but not allowing them to stop you. It means looking at every difficulty and asking, what can this teach me? Some of the most profound lessons in life come from the hardest moments. Failure teaches humility. Setbacks teach patience. Struggles teach perseverance. The difficult times shape you in ways that success never could. They push you to grow in ways you never expected, to develop skills you never thought you needed, to discover strengths you never knew you had. And the beauty of challenges is that they never truly defeat you unless you allow them to. You always have a choice. You can choose to let difficulties break you, or you can choose to let them build you. You can see failure as an ending, or you can see it as a lesson, a stepping stone, a beginning of something new. No one enjoys struggling. No one welcomes failure with open arms. But those who succeed, those who thrive, are the ones who understand that within every challenge there is a lesson. Within every failure there is an opportunity. Within every hardship there is the potential to learn, to grow, and to come out stronger than ever before. Curiosity is the engine of growth. It is the spark that ignites progress, the force that drives innovation, and the key that unlocks new possibilities. It is what pushes us beyond our limits, urging us to ask, explore, and seek understanding beyond what we already know. The people who grow the most, who achieve the greatest things, and who lead the world forward are not necessarily the ones with the most talent or the best resources. They are the ones who ask the right questions, who refuse to accept things at face value, and who continuously seek to expand their understanding. From the moment we are born, curiosity is at the core of who we are. Children ask endless questions, not because they are trying to challenge authority, but because they are eager to understand. They want to know why the sky is blue, why the stars shine, how things work, and what is possible. Their minds are open, ready to absorb knowledge and piece together the world around them. But somewhere along the way, as we grow older, that curiosity often begins to fade. We become comfortable in what we already know. We accept things as they are, and we stop questioning. But the moment we stop questioning, we stop growing. Asking questions is not a sign of weakness or ignorance. It is a sign of intelligence and strength. It takes courage to challenge assumptions, to admit that you don't know everything, and to seek out new perspectives. Some of the greatest discoveries in history were made not because someone had all the answers, but because they were willing to ask the right questions. Every breakthrough in science, technology, and human progress has come from someone who was curious enough to wonder, what if, or why not? Curiosity expands the mind in ways nothing else can. When you ask questions, you open doors to knowledge you may never have encountered otherwise. You expose yourself to ideas that challenge your existing beliefs and force you to think in new ways. You become more adaptable, more innovative, and more creative. A mind that is constantly seeking new information is a mind that is always evolving, always improving, always growing. But curiosity is not just about acquiring knowledge. It is about perspective. It is about stepping outside of your own experiences and seeking to understand the world through someone else's eyes. It is about listening to different opinions, engaging with different cultures, and exploring different ways of thinking. The most successful people in any field are not just those who master their own expertise, but those who take the time to learn from others, to absorb diverse viewpoints, and to continuously refine their understanding of the world. Curiosity also fuels problem solving. When you approach a challenge with curiosity, you don't see obstacles, you see opportunities. Instead of saying, "This can't be done," you ask, "How can this be done?" Instead of seeing failure as the end of the road, you see it as a lesson, a chance to adjust and try again. A curious mind is a resilient mind, one that embraces uncertainty and uses it as a tool for discovery and growth. Some of the most extraordinary individuals in history were simply people who never stopped asking questions. They didn't settle for the knowledge they had, they pursued more. They explored, they experimented, they dared to push the boundaries of what was known. That same spirit of curiosity is what fuels personal growth. It is what allows you to develop new skills, to discover hidden talents, and to reach your full potential. But curiosity requires effort. It requires a willingness to step outside of comfort, to embrace the unknown, and to accept that learning is never finished. It means reading books that challenge you, engaging in conversations that make you think, and seeking out knowledge that expands your mind. It means resisting the urge to settle for what is familiar and instead pushing yourself to explore what is possible. A curious mind is a powerful mind. It is a mind that refuses to be stagnant, that welcomes change, and that continuously evolves. And the more curious you are, the more you grow, not just in knowledge, but in wisdom, in creativity, and in the ability to navigate the world in a meaningful and impactful way. Daily learning is one of the most powerful habits you can develop. It is a tool that strengthens your mind, expands your abilities, and builds the kind of confidence that allows you to take on any challenge. When you make learning a daily practice, you are not just collecting information. You are building a foundation of knowledge that shapes the way you think, the way you act, and the way you move through the world. Confidence does not come from luck. It does not come from talent alone. It comes from preparation, from understanding, and from knowing that you have equipped yourself with the skills and knowledge to handle whatever comes your way. When you commit to learning every day, you are investing in yourself. You are giving yourself the tools to speak with authority, to make informed decisions, and to navigate life with certainty. The more you learn, the less fear and doubt have control over you. Think about the moments in life when you have felt uncertain or insecure. Often that uncertainty comes from a lack of knowledge. When you don't know how to do something, when you don't understand a situation, or when you feel unprepared, fear takes over. But when you educate yourself, that fear begins to disappear. Knowledge replaces doubt with clarity. It replaces hesitation with action. It gives you the confidence to step forward, to take risks, and to pursue your goals without fear of failure. Daily learning is also what sets successful individuals apart. The people who rise to the top of their fields, who achieve their dreams, and who lead others with confidence are the ones who never stop learning. They understand that the world is constantly changing, and if they are not growing along with it, they will be left behind. That is why they read, they study, they ask questions, and they seek out new experiences. They know that every day is an opportunity to sharpen their minds and strengthen their abilities. And learning is not just about knowledge, it is about capability. The more you educate yourself, the more skills you develop. You become more adaptable, more resourceful, and more creative. You learn how to solve problems, how to think critically, and how to approach challenges with confidence. The world does not belong to those who simply wish for success. It belongs to those who prepare for it. And preparation begins with learning. When you learn every day, you become someone who is ready for anything. You do not have to wait for opportunities to come to you. You can create them. You do not have to rely on luck. You rely on your knowledge and skills. You become the kind of person who can step into any room, any conversation, any challenge, and know that you have the ability to handle it. That is the power of education. And the best part? Learning does not have to be complicated. It does not require hours of study or expensive degrees. It can be as simple as reading for a few minutes each day, listening to a podcast, engaging in thoughtful conversations, or reflecting on your own experiences. Every piece of knowledge you gain, no matter how small, adds to your confidence and capability. It builds upon itself, creating a foundation that allows you to keep growing and improving every single day. The truth is, confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you build. And the way you build it is by educating yourself, by expanding your mind, and by committing to learning something new every day. The more you learn, the more empowered you become. The more knowledge you have, the less the world feels like an overwhelming place. And when you truly understand that knowledge is power, you realize that you have control over your own growth, your own success, and your own future. Growth is not just a personal journey. It is a force that influences the people around you. When you commit to learning, evolving, and bettering yourself every day, you create a ripple effect. Others see your dedication, your curiosity, your willingness to improve, and they are inspired to do the same. Whether you realize it or not, your growth has the power to lift others, to spark change, and to encourage those around you to rise to their fullest potential. People are naturally influenced by what they see. When you actively pursue knowledge, when you embrace challenges as opportunities to learn, when you show that growth is a lifelong process, others take notice. They see the confidence you build, the skills you develop, and the way you handle obstacles with a mindset of learning rather than fear. And in seeing that, they begin to question their own limits. They begin to believe that if you can grow, so can they. Think about the people who have inspired you the most in life. Maybe it was a teacher who encouraged you to think in new ways, a mentor who showed you the importance of perseverance, or a friend who was always striving to improve. Their dedication to learning and self-improvement didn't just help them, it motivated you. That is the power of leading by example. When one person commits to growth, it creates a path for others to follow. This influence is not about preaching or convincing others to change. It is about living your own truth in such a way that others feel encouraged to step into their own potential. When you make learning a daily habit, you show those around you that growth is possible, that change is within reach, and that improvement is not reserved for a select few. It is available to anyone who is willing to put in the effort. Inspiring others through your growth is especially important in times of uncertainty. When the world is changing, when challenges arise, people look for examples of resilience, of adaptability, of strength. And when they see someone who continues to learn, who embraces new ideas, who refuses to stay stagnant, they feel a renewed sense of possibility. They begin to understand that they too can navigate change with confidence. They too can rise beyond their limitations. Your commitment to learning does not have to be loud or dramatic to be impactful. Even the smallest acts, reading a book, asking thoughtful questions, exploring new ideas, send a message to those around you. It tells them that growth is a choice, that knowledge is power, and that they are capable of so much more than they might believe. It challenges them to think differently, to push past their comfort zones, and to embrace the mindset of continuous learning. And the more you grow, the more you create opportunities to share your knowledge with others. When you learn new skills, you can teach them. When you gain wisdom through experience, you can guide those who are walking a similar path. Growth is not meant to be kept to yourself. It is meant to be shared, to inspire, to empower. The world is in constant need of people who are willing to learn, evolve, and push the boundaries of what is possible. When you commit to growth, you are not just shaping your own future. You are contributing to a culture of learning, a movement of progress, a world where people uplift one another. And that is the kind of influence that leaves a lasting impact. Your journey of growth is more than personal success. It is a source of inspiration for those who watch you, for those who walk beside you, and for those who will follow in your footsteps. So keep learning, keep pushing forward, and keep showing the world what is possible when someone commits to becoming their best self. Because when you grow, you give others permission to grow too. Commitment to learning is one of the most powerful decisions you can make for yourself. Every day presents an opportunity to expand your mind, to challenge your thinking, and to strengthen your understanding of the world. Learning is not limited to classrooms, textbooks, or formal education. It is a lifelong process, woven into the very fabric of daily life. When you embrace the habit of learning something new every day, you open yourself up to endless growth, deeper wisdom, and greater success. Knowledge is the foundation upon which confidence is built. When you make learning a daily priority, you gain insights that help you navigate life with clarity. You become more informed, more prepared, and more capable of handling challenges. Every new piece of information adds to your skill set, broadens your understanding, and enhances your ability to think critically. The most successful individuals in any field, whether in business, science, art, or leadership, are not those who simply rely on what they already know. They are the ones who actively seek out new knowledge, who remain curious, and who understand that learning never truly ends. Learning is not just about accumulating facts. It is about perspective. It is about being open to new ideas, new ways of thinking, and new possibilities. Reading a book introduces you to worlds beyond your own, offering wisdom from those who have walked different paths. Listening to others, whether through conversations, podcasts, or lectures, exposes you to experiences and viewpoints that challenge your own beliefs. Exploring, whether by traveling, trying something unfamiliar, or engaging in new activities, allows you to learn through experience. Every method of learning contributes to your growth, shaping the way you approach life and the decisions you make. The beauty of learning something new every day is that it does not require a drastic change in your routine. It can be as simple as reading a chapter of a book in the morning, listening to an educational podcast on your commute, or engaging in a meaningful conversation with someone who offers a different perspective. It can be as small as looking up a word you do not understand, studying a new concept, or asking a question you never thought to ask. These small habits accumulate over time, creating a lifelong cycle of self-improvement. One of the greatest benefits of daily learning is its impact on adaptability. The world is constantly evolving, and those who refuse to learn are left behind. Technology advances, industries change, and new challenges arise every day. Those who commit to continuous education remain flexible, open-minded, and capable of adjusting to new circumstances. They are not afraid of change because they have equipped themselves with the knowledge and skills to embrace it. Learning also fuels innovation and creativity. The more you expose yourself to new information, the more connections your mind begins to make. Ideas start to flow more freely, solutions become clearer, and creativity flourishes. Some of the most groundbreaking inventions, businesses, and works of art have come from individuals who never stopped learning, who constantly sought to expand their knowledge and push the boundaries of what was possible. Beyond professional success, learning enriches your personal life. It deepens your relationships by allowing you to engage in more meaningful conversations. It increases your understanding of different cultures, histories, and philosophies, making you more empathetic and aware. It strengthens your problem-solving abilities, making everyday decisions easier and more effective. It gives you the confidence to take on new opportunities, to step outside of your comfort zone, and to pursue dreams you once thought were out of reach. But learning requires commitment. It is easy to fall into routines, to become comfortable with what you already know, and to assume that learning is something that only happens in school. It takes effort to seek out new information, to ask questions, and to challenge your own assumptions. It takes discipline to read when you could watch television, to listen when you could ignore, and to explore when you could stay in familiar territory. But the effort is always worth it, because every time you learn something new, you take one more step toward becoming the best version of yourself. Success is not about luck. It is not about being born with talent or intelligence. It is about what you do with the time you have, the knowledge you seek, and the habits you build. And one of the most powerful habits you can develop is the commitment to learning something new every single day. It is a habit that will shape your future, expand your possibilities, and ensure that no matter where life takes you, you are always prepared to meet it with confidence, wisdom, and the knowledge that you are growing every single day.